Okay, so right away, I got a question for you. All right, you and your trusted team member, Tonto, he's my partner, leave the office to perform a routine inspection. It takes you 20 minutes to drive to the bridge, 45 minutes to inspect the bridge, another 20 minutes back to the office. What is the time you enter on the time log on the inspection sheet? 45. Okay. Anybody? A? Okay, we got one for A. B? One for B. C? Most of the group. D? Or E? Okay. The answer is C. Okay? We're only recording the team leader's time on the inspection form. If you have 5 people there, you don't multiply it by 5. And it's the time you're at the bridge. It doesn't include your travel time, and it doesn't include your data entry. Now, if you're doing data entry in the field as you do your inspection, yeah, it includes your time because you're still doing your inspections. Okay, questions with that? There's been kind of a discrepancy around the state as to what time you put on there, how much you include, what you don't do. So it's the time you're on site for the team leader, right? Right. Housekeeping, this is an office here. The town of Rib Mountain provides this facility to the public. The DOT, we use this quite a bit here for patrol superintendent's meeting. It's a nice facility. They do ask that when we take a break, you know, go outside if you're going to have conversations. There are business affairs going on here. So if you got to take a call or something, that room back here is open, or just step outside. We're trying to keep the hallway fairly clear and the conversations low out there. Okay. I already talked, this is an informal setting. We encourage some interaction. Bathrooms, if you're not familiar with the building, they're just out the doors. I know where the men's is to the right, and there's another bathroom over here to the left. And just like proper meeting etiquette, silence your phone calls. If you got to take a phone call, just get up and walk out and take it. You won't offend me. All right? We all are taking care of business. All right. I already kind of, the agenda for today is in your first page of your workbook. I do plan, we have a full day. I'm hoping to get out of here by 2:30, 3 o'clock. We're going to take about an hour for lunch. We'll see where we're at. Gino's on track to keep us on track. So, right, Gino? So throw something at me if I get too long-winded. All right. So this morning we're going to go through the qualification process, performance measures, review those policies that I mentioned, and that'll take us up to break. Then we're going to talk about some of the new stuff for 2016. And then we're going to, before lunch, do a little bit on HSI. Everybody know what HSI is? If I throw out an acronym you happen to not know, raise your hand. HSI is our computer database where all the bridge information is going into. Has it become the official database, Dave? Well, it's very close to becoming the so-called official bridge file, okay? That's why it's important. The inspections get in there. All these policies we talk about, POAs, critical findings, load posting, verification forms, they got to be your profiles and probes and diving, etc. They have to get into HSI, okay? We don't make it a requirement that the team leader or program manager go into HSI, but we require all your information to get into it. So that the day of having maybe your secretary do all your work for you is probably coming to an end, and I really encourage you to get on board with HSI because it is going to be the official file. You got to be, it's very powerful. You can pull a lot of reporting. You can do all your inspection work. So that's my plug for HSI. So we're going to go spend a little bit of time showing you a few things in HSI. This is not HSI training. If you came here to learn about HSI, that's going to have to be a separate deal. We can come out and sit with you one-on-one and help you through it. It isn't a complicated program. It really isn't. It's just a lot of people, especially if you don't have a lot of computer skills, get, oh my goodness, it really isn't that bad. It's a lot of repetition, especially when you're entering inspections. But it's more than just a tool to enter inspections. It's a database that houses all our data, all your files, all your forms. We're going to require you to get it in there. So the more you can learn about it, the better off you'll be in the future. Okay? I already talked through the manual today, and then this afternoon, and before lunch, hopefully, if we have time, I do inspections with an iPad. And I've had a few requests, you know, is it worthwhile? Should we be doing it? I'm going to give you a little demo with that. Again, I'm not here to promote the electronic devices, but I have been using it. There's a few others, Dave and Brock have them. It's probably the wave of the future. You know, I'm going to leave it at that. And then one of the big things this year, and we'll be talking through it, is everybody's going to be required to have a new quality control plan within your jurisdiction. So we got a policy we're going to be talking about, and then this afternoon Dave and Ben are going to walk us through that policy and what it's going to take for you to have your quality control program. That's a requirement this year. It has to be done by the end of the year. All right, and then at the end of the day, I went out and I did 4 inspections. You guys are gonna do a quality review on my inspections. So we're gonna work in teams this afternoon, and I think it's a good way of looking at someone else's inspections, especially if you're a seasoned inspector. You can pick up a few things, or even for yourself. Oh, I could do this, I could do that. You'll see how well I do inspections this afternoon. And then, maybe Anna shouldn't be here for that, because I'd probably get fired. Anyway, so we're going to get going here. All right, all right, a little brief history. I've been around, I came into the bridge arena in about '94. That's when we were doing, I know there's a few of us in the group that did the inspections the old way, which was all MBI. Who remembers those? Anybody? A couple? All right. And then in the mid-90s, we switched to Pontus. Okay? Anybody remember that? There was a period of time, a cycle, where we did the old style and the new Pontus style together. We had to do 2 inspections. Anybody remember that? Dale and Bill. Okay, Eric. Okay. Okay, a few of us. So over the years, we've hosted a number of refreshers. Some were mandated. We did some statewide. I've had a few. Anybody remember the one in Wisconsin Rapids? We got flooded out. We had to evacuate the building. Dang, we couldn't get out of that one. So anyway, so in 2014, we started the new inspection. It wasn't really new. The revised, updated inspection procedure, very data-oriented, elements, defects. So we got inspection cycles in 14 and 15. So all the bridges now statewide have been gone through the new inspection procedures. Okay? So this year is kind of starting over unless you had some 12-month inspections last year. So we're going to be talking about what's new this year in 2016 in a little more detail, but I'll just give you we're doing electronic signatures in HSI, okay? That will be an official signature. We'll be talking through that. POAs, plan of actions. Everybody know what I'm talking about there? If not, we're going to be covering that. They have to be updated this year, by the end of the year. We're going to be talking about that today. I've already mentioned the quality control plan. Everybody's got to have a quality control plan, okay? For the consultants in the group, there's a few of you. If you're a consultant working for a county You could be either doing program management work or just doing inspections. We're saying you as a consultant have to have your own quality control plan, okay? And then the county, if you're the program manager, you can probably write it for the county because you're doing everything. But if you're only doing a fraction, maybe the diving, you need to have your own quality control plan and submit it to the county. That's what we're telling the consultant. All right? So if you're a county hiring consultants, you need to ask for their quality control plan. All right? Again, we're going to be spending a good share of time this afternoon on that. All right? And there's new field manuals. These guys, everybody bring theirs today? Okay? They were supposed to be printed for this class, but it didn't happen. Maybe by June, any idea?
Goal was to get them printed next month in May and then we'll be distributing in June.
So we're reprinting this. We had some errors we knew about, so we're correcting that. Maybe this afternoon, if we have a few minutes, you can just touch on that. So, but we're still going to be using the manual. All right? All right, next slide, please. Okay, this has been around the qualification process for a long time, but I still get questions. Brock, you probably get questions during the year. How do I become qualified? Either program manager or team leader. So we're going to review it today. And in your binder, in the back, the BT forms, third section, BT 201. Okay, mine is the first sheet. This is your official form. So, to become a program manager or a team leader, you have to go to the 2-week bridge school. All right? Everybody's probably done that in the room except for a few. Okay? After that, if you're a PE, a professional engineer, life's a little easier for you. Okay? So to become a program manager, you need the 2-week class and a PE. If you don't have a PE, you need 10 years of experience, bridge-related experience. It's not experience supervising staff or cutting the lawn or driving truck, okay? We're looking for something to dealing with bridges, all right? Team leader, you need a 2-week class. And if you're a PE, you get the easy street. You know them games where life is a good one? You can take right or take left? Well, unfortunately, if you're a PE, or unfortunately, you got an easier route in this game. Team leader, you need a 2-week class and a PE. If you're a non-PE, then you need 5 years experience. And that gets filled out on this form. So these forms, it's just not paper. On HSI, again, my plug for HSI, getting into our website, all this information is there. But I bet you last year I had 5 requests for this, which is fine, but all this stuff is out there. You can get it yourself if you have questions. It asks you, it's pretty, for the most part, self-explanatory. You gotta basically prove your years of experience. We ask for your certificate out of your 2-week class, and a lot of times your years of experience are reference letters or emails from someone you worked with, another team leader or program manager. That's the stuff we're looking for. Basically a resume for that experience. Okay, so team members in the room, it's kind of the responsibility to collect this stuff is on you. If you work with somebody, a team leader or program manager, even if you inspect 2 bridges a year, get it documented. So that shows some years of experience. Okay, questions with the qualifications?
I just found out last week that I'm with CORE and we have 5 inspectors, 4 of them are PEs, and in the HSI, none of them none of us were listed as program managers,
Okay?
so we did get that. We had all submitted paperwork in the past.
Okay.
So we are in there now apparently.
Okay?
That it was in there just to let you know that
Okay.
some of you may not be in there.
Right. In HSI, we have supposed to be a current list of qualified program managers and team leaders. Okay?
I was on the program manager list for the county,
Okay?
but it wasn't in the reports under HSI for inspectors and program managers. It wasn't listed on.
Okay. But you got it squared away?
I haven't checked, but.
Okay.
As a reminder on that form, there's a place to check off whether you're wanting to be qualified as an inspection team leader or a program manager. So we will assign those permissions based on what is requested on the form initially. So there may be times where you are a inspection team leader initially, and later you become qualified or need to be qualified as a program manager, and you may need to update your form in order to ask us to qualify you now as a program manager.
Yeah, so it's good as an individual to check on that stuff. I know there was another report that showed, what was it, you know, when we were looking at, that we've asked to be updated a couple times and it hasn't. But anyway, but as long as you have the form, and then what happens is you send it in to the regional bridge engineer, either Brock or myself. Okay, we have to review it, okay, and we sign off on it, and then we pass it down to Madison. And then they review it. If you're a team member or a team leader, you'll get a number assigned, and then we send some paperwork back, correct?
Email, yep.
So that's kind of the process. You got to document it, fill out this DT form, submit it to the regional office. From there, it's on our end. We do our business. And then you'll get some paperwork back. Really?
Did I understand, Dave, correctly that, you know, if you have somebody who went, and, like, for instance, took the underwater FHWA course, you need to add that to your qualifications? You want to submit this form again? Just add that one piece?
For something as simple as that, if you'd send me the certificate and the name of the person, I guess it depends on how long that person's been in there. We like to keep things more up to date, so if it's been a few years, I would say resubmit the form with updated experience history along with the new certificates.
Okay, and you want them directly to you, or should we route them through the regional?
They should go through the region program manager so they're aware of what's going on.
I would prefer that.
So there are certain types of inspections, like underwater dive inspections, that require something more than the 2-week course. It requires the dive course. Fracture critical is another example. To do a fracture critical inspection, to be an inspection team leader for that, you need to also have that NHI fracture critical course.
Okay. Any other questions on qualifications? Anybody getting close to moving up a notch? Nobody? You're going down, aren't you, Brandon?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyway, so that's the process, all right? Team members, a team member is someone helping you. So if they have ambitions or you have ambitions within your organization to start moving this individual up, keep records of the work they're doing for you. It might be just data entry, your inspections, helping you do profiles, bridge maintenance. That all starts counting for years of experience. Okay? Yes?
So is it based on years of experience or hours?
It's years. So the question was, is it hours or years? It's years. Okay?
How about if you're out on construction and, you know, helping out on a bridge replacement or something?
Right, we do allow, you have to document what that history is. If you did 5 years of bridge construction, say, you built a bridge for 5 years, we would say only a fraction of that would count. We're not going to take all 5 years, okay? But we do allow, if it's bridge related, if you can relate it to something pertaining to a bridge, we will allow some of that time. And it's kind of up to the the individuals that are qualified. Okay? So if you come to me and say, Tom, I want to be qualified as a team leader, here's my paperwork, I have to be comfortable with your experience level. So we're kind of self-qualifying ourselves, okay? You do it within your county or in your company, but then at every level, someone else is putting their name that you're qualified. All right? Any other questions? Morning, Shiv. When did you sneak in?
Few minutes ago.
Okay, Shiv Gupta, he's from the central office. He's gonna be up a little bit later talking on HSI. So hello, everyone. All right, we don't want to forget anybody.